Hi everyone, it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things, Chuck Pretty Things. We're going to do a little bit of sublimation tonight. So I don't know if you know what sublimation is, but it's a way that a design is printed with specific ink and specific paper. And when you iron on or apply heat to that paper, it transfers into the fabric. Now the fabric does have to be a high polyester count, at least 70% polyester. So these are sublimation blanks, these little bags, and we're going to go ahead and put this cute, it's like a chinoise looking bird pattern on it, and you'll see how easy sublimation is. If you want to have the details of what I'm doing tonight, all the links to the products that I'm using, type in birds as your keyword tonight, and you'll get a link back to your messenger, and it'll tell you what I used. So to start off with, this was ordered through my shop, and they are called, what are they called? They're called Birds of a Feather Heat Transfer. Now when you buy the heat transfers, they come two to a package. So I'm only going to use one. I'm going to save one for my other project. But you'll notice on the back here that it also provides you with directions on how to do it. So it says that for best results, you need 70% polyester. If the heat transfer is larger than the heat press, tape the design into position on the surface with placement tape or an alternative temperature resistant tape. I've got my temperature resistant tape here. Cover the heat transfer with parchment paper to prevent the design from bleeding through onto the heat press. So when you sublimate this and you apply heat to it, it releases some gases. The gases go into your fabric, but you don't want them, they also tend to go anywhere else. So they may not stay directly in the fabric, they may go above and get on your heat press or your pressing cloth or whatever you have. So you always want to lay a barrier down over that. Okay, and then it says set the temperature of your heat press to 360 and the timer to 60 seconds and press with medium pressure until the timer stops. Remove the parchment paper immediately while the project is still warm, and repeat the steps if necessary until the full design has been pressed. Now, from what I know about this, you also want to apply a little bit of pressure, actually high pressure, and you don't want to move your iron around while you're doing this. Now, my Cricut Easy Press is one of the smaller ones. It's one of the first ones, but it does go up to 360. Some of the newer ones go up a little higher. So 360 is all we need, and that will work. Now, this sublimation transfer can be cut apart very easily. So I can decide what I want to put on here, and I think I'll just put this bird with the flower on it right here, this long one. So what I'm going to do is just cut it out of the paper, the design paper. That will not hurt it at all. And I know sometimes they discuss that you really should tear the paper to give it a softer edge, but I'm okay with this. I'm fine. Now what I'm going to do is try to center this design on my little pouch here. And I am going to tape it down like it said. And this is going to be a quick project, guys. I'm going to make sure it's straight. Tape it down up here. And this is heat resistant tape. It's called heat tape, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the edges. I'm not sure I really want this one that close to the design. I'm not sure if that'll affect it or not, but I'm going to move it over a little bit. And maybe one more down here. Now, the idea is you don't want this design moving. Once it's getting heat, you don't want it moving. So you want to keep it still. I do have my heat press. It's an easy press at 360 for 60 seconds. Now, they did say to put blowout paper or parchment paper on top. I'm also going to put it down below. This is a heat resistant mat here. I'm going to put it below because if it does spread ink all over, I'd rather it go on the paper than on my little pressing mat. So, and what did it say? 60 seconds. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on and start my timer. It's 360. And I'm just going to kind of lean on this a little bit because I feel like they do better if you have heavy pressure. And the Cricut Easy Press is not really a lot of pressure. So I'm not going to move this around. I don't want this transfer, the design, to smear. And if I do move it around, it might have a chance of smearing. And my temperature went down a little bit. It's like you have it all ready and then all of a sudden it drops. So I may do it a little bit longer just to see if I can get my temp up a little bit. It's at 345, which really isn't hot enough. 355, so it's coming up. It's at 360. Okay, and it's got 20 seconds to go. So it may be okay. I may do it a little bit longer. But I do want to kind of lean on this a little bit just to give it some pressure. Sometimes, like if you're using a regular heat press, it's going to clamp shut and it's going to be high pressure. And you can control that by adding a mat underneath and raising the pressure that way. But the Cricut Easy Press isn't a lot of pressure. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Remove my parchment paper. And I can reuse it because they usually say not to, but I don't see anything that's blown out on it. So then I'm going to quickly move this. Oh my gosh. It's pretty, but it did bleed a little bit. So notice how it took most of the ink off of this. This is one and done, so it's done. And it did bleed a little bit. It's kind of blurry, but you can get the idea of how quick that is. So what this does is and it's hot. The zipper is really hot. It will keep those colors, even if you were to wash this. I don't anticipate washing this one, but it will keep those colors. So I'm thinking that it didn't get quite, I have a zipper, so it was probably a little bit less pressure right here because it was probably resting on the zipper part. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut another piece maybe and put it on the back. Let's practice with that and see what happens. Let's see. Let's just take this little floral right here. I'm gonna take this one right here and we're just gonna go ahead. I forgot to turn this one on. Let's see if I can get this one going real quick. Sometimes I like to film overhead as well. Okay, because it gives you a better view when I use videos to show you what I'm doing. So I flipped it over and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. And we'll do the same thing. We're gonna tape it down, center it, tape it down. And this time I'm gonna try to avoid that zipper. Okay, so I'm gonna put my parchment down. My heat press is at 360. And see what I mean about this would be higher than this? I'm gonna go ahead and put the parchment paper right here. And I am going to try to avoid the zipper so I can get more even pressure. And we'll go for 60 seconds. Okay, started. And I'm gonna go ahead and not move it. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some pressure to this for 60 seconds. And we'll see if this works better because I'm putting more even pressure and avoiding that zipper, which raised it last time. I think that's what happened. And maybe because my temperature was fluctuating between 345 and 360, maybe it wasn't quite hot enough. So we'll go ahead and see. We'll see if we can do it better. But anyway, it's good to play with these things and see what happens. We've got 30 seconds left. How are you guys doing on a Thursday? You know, we're inching towards that weekend. It happens oh so quickly. And then the weekend, we just relax, take a deep breath, and regroup for the next week. Weekends are good. Thursdays are good because we're heading towards Fridays. All right, have you ever done sublimation before? I do have a sublimation printer and I should work with it a little more, but it is really quick and easy way to add a design to your textiles. As long as it's a light color and it's high polyester, it should work. I'm gonna hold this on here for just a couple extra seconds. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off, lift it, take my parchment paper off. And let's, guys, see the steam flying? We're gonna go ahead and lift this one up. Whoa. You really wanna lift it and not smear it like I'm doing. Whew. Okay, this one also took most of the ink off. You see it's not blue anymore. You can kind of see the outline, but this is what it looked like before it was blue. And now you can see like the gray outline. So this one did much, much better. So this one is a clear image. It is nice and colorful because I think because we had it flat, so it had more even pressure. It is hot. So this one is the one where I think the zipper kind of got in the way, and you can see that my flowers up here are a little bit faded, and even the bird is not quite clear. So that was due to uneven pressure. This one, I made sure I didn't have that zipper impeding me, and it is really clear. Do you guys like this? So you can do shirts, you can do tote bags, all kinds of things, koozies. So this is a great way. You can give this as a gift. You can actually fill it up with either pencils and pens and erasers for school, or you can do cosmetics or make some kind of goodie bag. And maybe you're going on a trip and you want to pack some snacks. You can just put it in here. But this is a quick and easy gift idea for you. I hope you liked it, and I hope that you'll give it a try because they really are fun. They are quick and easy. So if you like this video, please give it a heart. Type in the word birds if you want the supply list, and share with a friend. Okay, I'll see you guys again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.